Hi guys, welcome to Gideon Insights channel. So today I have here with me an important person from NYU, New York University in New York City. He's doing his master's program here. He's going to give you guys insights. That's what Gideon Insights does. So we are going to talk to you guys about how to secure a full scholarship for your master's program in the US. So if you are a graduate or if you're in your final year or in your third year and you want to pursue your master's program outside your country, this video is for you. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notification button on, so if I upload a video, you'll be the first person to see it. Enjoy this video and then comment and share. Peace out.
So tell us your name and the university you're in right now and the program you are doing.
So I am offering international relations and affairs in New York University. My name is Emmanuel.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a senior fellow. What I mean by senior fellow is that I'm a graduate student, and then I'm a first year student. So this is my first year, second semester graduate student. I don't know if it makes.
So which university did you graduate from? Like before
So
applying for
I
the master?
graduated I did my bachelor's or associate degree from the University of Ghana Business School.
Okay. So like when and why did you decide to apply for schools in the US? Like what motivated you to apply for schools in the US?
All right, so I had basically two goals in life. That is me. One, I wanted to become a UN Secretary General. And two, I also wanted a more challenging institution.
Oh, okay.
To become a UN Secretary General, it means that you should be within the confines of the US because that is where the headquarters is. And God being so good, the UN headquarters is just about 12-minute walk from my school.
Oh,
I didn't really plan it should be like that, but it also just happened. So that was why I decided to travel outside. One, because of my goal of becoming a general secretary one day. And two, I also wanted a more challenging institutions. I realized that the schools in my home country did not challenge me enough. They were
okay.
mostly things that were abstract. For example, you have materials online and people actually accumulating them and pushing down for you to learn. And you learn and then you market and then you go. It was not really helping me in any ways. So I needed one which would challenge me to be involved in not only the learning process, but in the practice process. When I say practice, you are also involved in the field work. You are also involved with the summer camps,
Okay.
where you do mostly the socialization. And then you're also involved in any other thing, school work,
Yeah.
in terms of working on campus with professors or faculties, and then also going outside to do the field work, as I said. And it's quite challenging because you have a lot of students, not from only the United States, nor from Ghana, but you have different, students from diverse areas coming
Yeah.
from the likes of Burundi, Argentina, Jamaica, Germany. And these are all extremely excellent students who have topped their batches. And so it makes it more challenging to find
Yeah.
such students, to also know that you also have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
You also don't
Gotcha.
want to, you also want to be a top class.
Yeah.
And we find this particular position in which we are as representing our home countries, because when they mention your name, they would actually attach some sort of a nationality to it. He's that guy from Ghana. This is Emmanuel, he's from Ghana. And so you don't want to do things that, will shame the country. You always want to project your country very good. So that makes us also very, very, on our feet all the time.
Okay. So did you write the GMAT or GRE? Did you write any of those
I
exams?
did write GMAT. I didn't write GRE.
And
I
how was
guess
it like?
it's the same international standardized test, but then from different angles. So you look at what the school wants. Normally the school wants everything. Do you have GMAT or GRE? But then you actually look out for what the school wants particularly. So I realized that the school actually wants the GMAT and not the GRE. I had some um, people who were already seniors here, so they kind of taught me how it should be, and then I just followed the whole process.
So like with the application and everything, did you apply by yourself or
I
like
did
any council
everything
help?
from scratch to end by myself. I
Oh,
never used anybody. If I say I never used anybody, it means that I never relied on an agent. That, oh,
yeah.
this particular person can help me get this particular person can do this part for me. No, I did everything by myself. However, I seek consultation from a lot of people. Even a YouTube could be one of the ways that has really shaped me in terms of how to adjust and how to plan perfectly in filling application. As
Okay.
I told you, my seniors were also there. My professors, they also have insight. Some of them have traveled outside, and so they know how this process goes, and so they can actually give you advice in filling these forms. It's a very competitive one. You have
Yeah.
3,000 students applying, and you want to go, and you want to get some sort of funding, and it's not easy though. So you have to be very, very careful with whatever you put in your application. So I had a lot of advice from professors, even recommendation is part of the application. So
Yeah,
I
we'll
did
get
get
into that.
from them too. Yeah. But in terms of the whole application itself, I did myself. I didn't rely on any other person.
Okay, so what are some of the basic things that you need for you to apply for master's program?
So for a graduate student, you definitely need your transcript. Also you'd need your certificate. Most of these things that I've mentioned, these two things, the transcript and then the certificate, um, you may not necessarily have to, you do not necessarily have to finish school before, you start to do the whole application process. No, you can, during this national service period, or even before the national service period, you can start applying and then use the unofficial transcript. Or if the certificate is not ready, you email the admission team and then let them know what is actually the hold. And if there's any other thing they may need apart from the certificate, they would also, get in touch with you, and then they'll reach out. So you need a standardized test result. If you don't have, it's not by force. It's actually an optional thing. You also need a CV because they want to also know you more. If you'll be working on campus, they may need a cover letter from you. So
Okay.
you'd have to write a cover letter about a position that you want as a student worker. Then also, some few essays, depending on which research topic they want, they give you, and then you provide some essays on it. These essays are quite limited to certain pages or words that the school may request. Yes, the most important of all these things you need is prayer, because without it, all these things I've talked about will just be baseless.
So, like, how did you go about with the recommendation letters from your
I
professors?
worked as a teaching assistant to the dean of business school. I don't know if he's still the dean, Professor Bauli. I worked with him, and so it was easier for me to communicate to the professors to give me recommendation. So
Okay.
it was easy. I was a familiar face. And so once I went there, it wasn't any big deal.
And then like, do you have to get like a certain GPA for you to apply for schools?
It
Or
depends on the school you are going to. For GPA requirements, the school itself will tell you, what kind of GPA requirement they want. How did they tell you? They will tell you through on Google. When you Google it, you try Harvard GPA requirement, you will know. So right from scratch, you should know what is the GPA requirement, what is the minimum point, and what is, all these maximum,
okay.
minimum GPA thing, you should know. Sometimes we just want to try our luck in the sense that we know the GPA we don't have, but we are just
Yeah.
whether it's a befa. Sometimes a befa, however, there will be certain challenges with the funding. And that's where the problem is. So
Yeah.
sometimes even regardless the GPA, you may have your standardized test helping you, and then you may also have certain essays being written well, and so you'll be considered as, an admitted student. However, you'll be short of funding. But if you can afford, why not? You can still go.
Okay. So did you do like any interviews to?
Personally, there was no interviews to be done. It was just applying. Once you applied, you had your admission, and then you start the other journey, which is the visa. So from the school side, there was no interview to be done again.
Okay.
Like,
So, and then can you elaborate on the statement of purpose, like what it's about, and then what should people write about it?
So yeah, the statement of purpose is just a simple document, as the name even suggests. You don't need your name, where you come from, your mother's name, your father's name, all those unnecessary details that we will find in any of your records that you've already provided. We just need 3 things. And these are the things. We need who you are without telling us your name and those things. So we need to find who you are. Don't tell us your name, but tell us who you are. Don't tell us your age, but tell us who you are. Don't tell us any of those details that we know already in your CV, but tell us who you are. So tell us where you are going to. And then the third one is tell us if the institution, that is if you're a student and you're applying with the statement of purpose, if that educational institution is best or complement that aim of reaching where you wanted to reach in my second, yeah. Why is NYU the perfect institution for you for where you are going?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're telling us where you are, sorry, who you are, telling us where you are going, and you're telling us if that institution is capable of taking you to where you are going.
Oh,
So these are the 3 things that we need in statement of purpose. If you're able to provide us with these 3 things, devoid of errors, devoid of any oversimplified words, devoid of any repetition, unnecessary repetition, then you are good to go.
So can you explain a little bit about the decision, like when a school accepts you, like how long does it take for you to get accepted by a school?
It depends on the school's criteria. Normally the school actually gives you a time frame. Normally, the school would give you a time frame that thanks for successfully completing the admissions. You hear from us before this or during this period. So the school also gives a time frame. If the school has not given you a time frame, you probably would like to Google and check it out. I don't know
Okay.
every school's system of admission, but you probably would like to go. If you have a friend in that school, you would like to find out from the friend, oh, I have applied for the fall. I applied on this particular day, this particular month. What time do you think is best enough for me to receive feedback from the school? So I know for fall, normally the decisions will come in March, mid-March. And you know the fall, you are going to start in August. So you have April, May, June, July to be able to make all this necessary visa things, buy your stuff. Yeah.
So getting to the visa process, like that one too, did you do it by yourself?
The
And then
visa
can you
process was
explain?
entirely done by myself. I did everything for school by myself. It was very challenging. It
Okay.
was new. This is my first time dying, as somebody will say. I mean, this was my first time traveling outside because
Yeah.
I literally had no need to travel, or I had no purpose to travel until now. So it was very risky. It was very risky. Because yes, because it's your first time, you don't know if you are making the right,
Yeah, I get it.
you know,
Yeah.
progress, or
Mhm.
you are not doing something which would be used against you. And also during the period of 2023, which I came in, there was this high rate of, denial.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody was a little bit careful with his or her application, her visa application. So there were certain cases where people would organize group meetings or
Yeah.
this WhatsApp platform where there's this kind of coordinator who would be teaching
Yeah.
you how to go about the visa process and things like that. Yeah, so the visa process is not a very strange thing. Also, the visa process looks at three main things. While the school looks at qualities such as leadership, looks at a good GPA standing, it looks at extracurricular activities, it looks at how active you are in terms of the seminars and also the workshops that you've attended. The visa application is looking at three main things. One, where are you going to? Two, what are you going to do? And three, how do you intend, or how are you going to support or fund yourself in where you are going to? So you just come prepared without chewing or memorizing a speech. You tell us how this thing is going to be done and you're good to go.
Mm. So how was your experience like?
It was a miracle. My experience was a miracle. I was supposed to go with, I think, roughly 5 people. They were all denied,
Mm.
but me. So I had someone. Funny enough, there was this madman I met, at Medina, and then he actually called me initially by, he said, "Hey, me the municipal, those things I know." He prophesied to me, "Oh, you'll be a great man, or you'll be this." I was just not so interested in all those things because I've heard it over and over in church.
Yeah.
The last thing he said was, "You will travel this year." I was shocked. I don't know if there's another word beyond shock. I, I, yeah. So,
I get it. I get it.
and here I am.
Mm. So
Very
how is
good.
your like experiences so far? Like, would you recommend people to apply to NYU?
I
Or
would
yeah.
definitely recommend a lot of people to apply, not only to NYU, to other schools. It's very challenging. Applying to Ivy League schools, it's very, very challenging. you have to be a very disciplined person. You should be very devoted to what you are doing. There will be a lot of challenges, trust me. There will be a lot of challenges. But if you don't stand firm and you say, hey, I'm going to do this, you end up going back. Not necessarily going back to your home country, but then going back to, I told you the future is at your back,
Yeah.
but you'll be moving backwards instead of, and trust me, there's a lot of heavy competition in class. You don't want to go back. You
Yeah.
always on top. So it's very, very challenging. The faculties it's very difficult to please them because trust me, they've read every single article from every library you can actually name. So what is new that you are trying to prove to them? I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah. So like the last question, like when do you think is ideal for someone to start like applying for master's program?
As soon as you want to apply, just apply. There's no ideal time. If you really want to apply and you have the mind, there's this kind of mood that we enter and then we don't want to do anything. And there's this mood that I just want to do this. If that mood comes, just apply. There's no specific dates that finish this, do this, get money, let this support, look out for this person. When this person is not available, don't start. No, there's all these unnecessary things. It's not really needed. Start when you think you want to start. And don't forget to pray. In every single decision that you are taking, make sure the prayer comes before and then you start to move. If the prayer comes after the decision, that there's going to be a problem because the prayer can change a lot of things.
Yeah.
This time around, you've made your decision already. And so the prayer is just not going to make any changes. You make the prayer first, then you decide on what you want to do, and then let God take the rest. Because I know a lot of these things, it's not just how hardworking you are, how interconnected you are, how you know people,
How smart you
how
are.
smart you are, how nice looking you are, how you are very fresh. So when you go there, the view will just say, oh, he's very nice. So you don't know.
I have 4.0 GPA.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for this
Thank you so
conversation.
much too. I hope it would be so inspiring to the viewers who would watch it one day. I just wish all of you the very best in your application. It's not going to be easy, but it is possible. Don't give up. That is the only thing I can say.
Sure. Thank you.
Don't give up. Everything will be fine. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.